Hi, I'm Lamar Townsend, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 6 most dominant zodiac signs, in my opinion. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video if you enjoy it. Also, please check out my website, lamartownsendtarot.com, where you can purchase your own personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading from me, or your own birth chart reading. I am an intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, empathic, psychic tarot reader, and I would love to do a reading for you. So check out my website, lamartownsendtarot.com, and also follow me on Instagram at Lamarr Townsend. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/LamarrTownsendOfficial, and subscribe. Okay, so thank you guys for listening and watching. As I already said in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 6 most dominant zodiac signs, in my opinion. Now, this can apply to life in general, like maybe they just having a dominant approach to life, or maybe they're just dominant in the bedroom, or maybe both. It really depends. No one person is the same, right? And this is not to say that, any of the other zodiac signs aren't dominant. I just think maybe sometimes it takes the other zodiac signs a little bit longer, maybe for that dominant side to come out of them. I think maybe these zodiac signs I'm about to mention, or maybe just like their meter for BS or drama is just a little bit shorter than the other signs, right? Okay, so let's just get into it basically, all right? So the number one sign that I feel is most dominant, and by the way, this is in no particular order, is Aries. Aries is a fire sign. It's also a cardinal sign, and the cardinal signs happen to be the initiators of the zodiac. There are only 4 cardinal signs: Aries, Capricorn. By the way, I have a story about my finger. I swear the most weird things happen to me. So I went to go open my door, and the door handle literally pulled the skin off of my finger on this hand. So it was crazy. I was delivering a pizza. I was like, oh my gosh, do you guys have a band aid? Thank God, this is how spirit works. Like, the woman was a nurse and she helped me out. She wasn't as afraid of the blood as I was. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm so afraid of blood. I hate it. And she was like, it's okay, let me see it, put pressure on it. And I was just like, oh, thank you so much. So, yeah, that's my little story about my finger. But back to Aries. Oh, there are only 4 cardinal signs. So, Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, and Libra. However, there are only 2 of the cardinal signs on this list. Interesting. And Aries is one of them. So, Aries is a fire sign that exudes royalty, a fire sign that exudes authority, right? Aries are people that want things done their way, and they want things done their way now. They hate to be challenged. They are, naturally born leaders, right? These people have a very dominant approach to life. They take the bull by the horns and they swing that bull around until they submit, right? So that's an Aries, basically. Number 2, Leo. It's interesting because Leos are very typically nice people, warm hearted people. They don't come across as dominant in an aggressive way. But it's not until you get that Leo one on one, or you just like get closer and closer to that Leo, that you really see that dominant side of them. Leos are very competitive people, and when they want something, they get it. They do almost anything that it takes to get what they want. They are very clever people as well, and they're also ruled by the sun. So the sun rules the ego, technically. So they love satisfying their ego, and that's sometimes a Leo in their worst trait. But you know what the ego thrives off of, right? Is power. Power thrives off dominant, someone dominant, being dominant, right? So Leos are just naturally born dominant people, though they hide it, under that lovely, sweet, wholesome guise. Third, we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius are interesting because they are once again similar to Leo, not on the surface, not immediately aggressive or dominant like Aries, so to speak. Like the presence of an Aries is just one of that you just have to bow to, right? Sagittarius is one where it's just like Sagittarius is that kind of person where you just can get along with, but Sagittarius also has a way of letting you know at the same time that they have certain boundaries, you know what I'm saying? And they don't let you cross them. Sagittarians are also super duper clever. And so they know how to kind of bend and wield and maneuver to ultimately get the power, right? So Sagittarius is ebb and flow between being dominant and not dominant, the feminine and the masculine. Not saying that either or the feminine or the masculine is dominant. Both are totally capable of dominant qualities. But basically, Sagittarius ebbs and flows between being dominant and not dominant, and they do it so effortlessly, and that's what makes them on this list. Number 4, Taurus. Now, Taurus is an earth sign. An earth sign, once again, who, like Sagittarius, has strict, and Leo and Aries for that matter, has strict, as a matter of fact, all these signs actually on this list. Taurus, and all the signs basically on this list have strict boundaries that they set amongst the people around them that you don't cross, right? Some people have a bigger threshold for people crossing those boundaries, people trying them every now and then. And Taurus is kind of one of those people. Taurus may let you slide once or twice, you know, but eventually that dominant side of them, because you have to remember Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? But Taurus is also one of a very stubborn, you know, steadfast energy, right? So once a Taurus gets to that point, you know what I'm saying? Once they've reached their threshold of BS or what so have you, that dominant side of Taurus is going to come out and it's not going to be so nice. It's going to be totally different from the normal side of Taurus, and it might scare you, but what you don't know is really that is Taurus. That dominant side is Taurus. They're just really good at hiding it once again and suppressing it. Because a Taurus doesn't necessarily need to always have that side of themselves on display like maybe some of the other signs, because Taurus is, they're lovey-dovey. They like to, they like to go along to get along. They don't really like to bring their fangs out, right? But they will if they have to. Number 5, Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, ironically the only water sign on this list. And that's not to say the other water signs don't have dominant qualities to them, because they definitely do. But Scorpio is a sign that is like no other. Scorpio is a sign that has that silent dominance. You know, it's almost like that like Aries, it's like a presence, like Scorpio's presence alone is just, it's like a silent presence. It's a presence of don't mess with me. Don't mess with me and I won't mess with you. That's a Scorpio. And if that's not dominant, I don't know what is, right? Because when it comes down to it, Scorpios really, for the most part, they don't really like to be bothered. They just really like to, be under the radar, right? For the most part. But if someone tries them, if someone pushes Scorpio to that limit. By the way, Scorpio is one of those ones I was talking about that has a low threshold, a low tolerance for BS. So this one is quick to check you and be like, all right, look, that dominant side is quick to come out in a Scorpio in a hot second when you've irked them or have annoyed them. But Scorpios, once again, like kind of like Sagittarius and Leo sometimes, are more swift at doing it. These signs are very swift at, checking you and putting you in your place, right? And last but not least, we have Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is one of the other cardinal signs that I was talking about. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. And Capricorns, I believe, have probably the lowest tolerance for BS out of all the zodiac signs in the zodiac. And, Capricorns are generally like Scorpio. They, for the most part, don't really like to be bothered. You do have some Capricorns who are quite sociable and, popular. But then those Capricorns generally have moments where they don't want to be bothered, and once again, Capricorn is one of those signs. All these signs they're going to put up strict boundaries, and when you cross those boundaries, that dominant side of them is going to come out. So when you cross the Capricorn's boundaries too many times, especially when they just want to be alone, when they want peace, that's when that's when that dominant side is going to come out. It's like Taurus, for the most part, Capricorns are like the life of the party. They're cool, calm, collected. But then when you cross those boundaries, when you annoy them, when you reach that threshold, a different side of Capricorn comes out, and it's not pretty at all, you know? So, and I think once you've had that experience with a Capricorn, you will realize, because sometimes Capricorns do come off as not dominant. They come off sometimes as just very quiet and maybe just not so dominant, But then something happens, someone does something where the Capricorn has to put someone in their place. And then people are like, dang, Capricorn, like, I didn't know you had it in you. And the Capricorn's like, yeah, don't try me. Like, that's Capricorn. So, these are, in my opinion, the 6 zodiac signs that are the most dominant. So, if you enjoyed this video, please share with your friends and family. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment below. Let me know what you think. Maybe you agree, disagree. I would love to hear your comment as long as it is put in an eloquent, constructive, concise way. All right? And there's no hate or no shade, because I detect shade very quickly, and I'm growing and evolving in this YouTube thing, and the old me would clap back, but then I evolved and I grew, and I was like, okay, I'm going to clap back, but I'm going to be more eloquent and, be less evil or negative, right? But now I'm getting to a point where it's just like, you know what? Delete, block, mute. You can't comment on this YouTube channel anymore. Like that, I don't even want to go back and forth with you. I don't want to give you my energy. Like, there are thousands of other comments I could talk, like and comment back to. So, but I appreciate your comments. Thank you for listening and watching, and contact me at lamartownsendtarot.com for your own personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading, okay? Or your own birth chart reading, okay? Follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well, or like me on Facebook, alright? Until the next video, see ya.